Finnish Lapland is a region of around 94,000 square kilometres covered by forests and marshland. It is similar to Swedish Lapland. Here, the local inhabitants live in harmony with nature, and the 6,500 Sami people have managed to preserve their unique landscape right up until the present day. A land of adventure at the end of the world. Rovaniemi, a modern and lively main town in northern Finland and the gateway to Lapland. There have been settlements here since early times, but in 1944 it was totally destroyed by the German army. The town's Protestant Lutheran church was burnt to the ground, and so a new church was built, the fourth church building on this site, the Circa. Generous donations from both America and Sweden facilitated its consecration in 1950. The Protestant Lutheran congregation in Rovaniemi is one of the largest in Finland and totals more than 50,000. This modest-looking church can accommodate a congregation of 850. Behind the church is an old burial ground and also a military cemetery. A large monument commemorates the Finnish soldiers who are buried here. They lost their lives during a war against the Soviet Union and also the Lapland War with Germany. However, both events ended successfully for Finland. Memorial plaques commemorate the dead. Kirjasto is the Finnish name for library. Completed in 1965, the building was designed by architect Alvar Aalto. Modern, bright rooms with endless rows of books. As the winter months are very long in this region, a well-stocked library is much appreciated by the local people. Kaupungintalo is the name of the city hall that was completed in 1988. The last modern government building that was designed by Aalto. The huge brownstone monument located between the buildings symbolizes the country's regeneration following the Lapland War. Today, every modern city has a main shopping street and pedestrian area. Koskikato is no exception. It's a popular shopping center. Due to the severe cold weather, the local people can rarely enjoy their refreshments al fresco. So when the opportunity arises, they take full advantage. The famous Arktikum Museum provides a comprehensive insight into life in the Arctic Circle. Below the building's 174-meter-long glass dome, wild geese fly serenely across the Arctic sky. The Jatkankintilen Bridge is Rovaniemi's latest landmark. It was completed in the summer of 1989 and took 2 years to build. Its central support towers 47 meters above the bridge. Two large rivers, the Ounasjoki and the Kemijoki, meet in Rovaniemi, from where lumberjacks and gold prospectors once embarked upon their pioneering adventures. Today, the city is a centre of tourism. Napapiiri, the polar circle. Everyone who travels to Rovaniemi comes here, a catwalk across the Arctic Circle. This determines the distance to both the North Pole and the equator. Signposts indicate the distance and direction of some of the most important cities in the world. Fascinating facts. This place first became famous when in 1950 Eleanor Roosevelt came here. The region's first log cabin was subsequently built here to commemorate her visit. Pajakyla, the home of Santa Claus, is open throughout the year. Whether large or small, everyone is a friend of Santa Claus. In the Arctic Circle, 8 kilometres north of the city, is a special attraction that attracts 600,000 visitors each year. Several tiny log cabins contain Santa's workrooms, and a number of his helpers in traditional Lap costume offer a variety of colourful arts and crafts. Santa's main post office is busy each month of the year. Countless letters arrive from all over the world and millions of messages are sent via the internet. Each envelope is given the essential Arctic Circle stamp. And Santa's helpers answer letters to children from each corner of the world. In Lapland, each season of the year has a special charm. The summer months are warm. In autumn, the leaves shine out in golden yellow. And in winter, the landscape is covered with snow and ice. The Ounasjoki National Park, the most popular zoo in Finland. This, the northernmost zoo in the world, developed over a period of 20 years, now contains more than 60 species of animals. The animals are well looked after in their large and natural enclosures. Even the eagle can be observed at close quarters. There are ducks, geese, swans, owls and eagles, and wild pigs demonstrate their earth-breaking skills. A family of brown bears is particularly popular with visitors. A truly captivating sight. And the only ice bear in Finland looks rather bemused by it all. The wolves, on the other hand, are always alert. They live in a pack and walk around freely within a spacious enclosure. All the animals are well cared for, and there's always a possibility of a new arrival, such as a rare Siberian tiger or a second ice bear. Another reason why more than 80,000 tourists travel here each year. Around 200,000 people live in Lapland, a third of Finland's land surface. Hankavara, once a gold prospectors village, contains a museum that covers the region's history of gold. Gold fever in the north of Finland. In 1546, Georg Agricola mentioned in his book De Veteribus Novus Metallis the possibility of the existence of gold in northern Scandinavia. Next, in 1836, at the mouth of the Kemijoki River, a local police inspector discovered 2 blocks of stone that contained veins of gold. And then it began. Fortune hunters dug for gold and staked their claims. The Golden World Museum provides a fascinating insight into those frenzied days and explains the various precious metals that were discovered. Rocks were sieved in the rivers and numerous specially designed devices were used. Eventually, more than 500 prospectors discovered over 57 kilograms of gold. In order to prevent the chaos that had previously been experienced in the Klondike, in 1870 the Russian Tsar introduced strict regulations to cover the search for gold. Today, tourists can try their luck as gold prospectors in the small creeks of this once busy gold mining area. Indeed, they often sit for long periods of time on small wooden benches in the water, and with a little professional help, sometimes even come across a shining mineral that serves as a memorable souvenir. Of course, fortunes are no longer to be had here, but it's great fun and serves as an interesting reminder of the gold fever that once took place here. The landscape contains countless natural lakes and rivers. With over 3,000 islands, Inari Lake was once a sacred place for the region's local inhabitants. Inari is the Sami's most important village and is located on the shores of the Inari Lake, the largest lake in Finland. It is the center of tourism in this region. 80 kilometers long and 41 kilometers wide, its numerous bays and rocky islands make it more than just a lake. This strange world on either side of the 69th latitude is one of the most fascinating landscapes in Finland. The old Sami place of sacrifice, Ukonkivi, is situated on one of the lake's islands. Here, sacrifices were once made to the god of thunder, Ukko, or Old Man. This former heathen place of worship of the Sami still has a mystic atmosphere, especially as it's so remote. Until late spring, the climate is most certainly Arctic. The ice on Inari Lake quite often takes until June to melt. The mountains of Scandinavia act as a defense against the warm temperatures of the Gulf Stream that come up from the Atlantic. Several residential and holiday homes are situated on the tree-lined shores of the lake. The people here appreciate nature and know how to care for it. Inari is also the seat of the Sami Parliament because it is here that 3 Sami cultures and dialects come together. Inari's largest tourist attraction is Cedar, an open-air museum of the Sami culture that was inaugurated in 1959. Various exhibits demonstrate how the people of the extreme north once lived. They hunted, fished, and bred reindeer. Life was hard and determined by the harsh climate. The people here once lived a nomadic life. Since primeval times, Scandinavia has been the home of the Laplanders, or Sami, as they're now known. The village museum also features cooking huts in which the community once cooked their food on open fires. Their supplies were stored in small huts on stilts that were accessible by way of a steep ladder. It's believed that the Sami's ancestors were Neolithic hunters from Central Europe who travelled north at the end of the last ice age. As they settled in their primitive huts, they eventually bred pigs and sheep in addition to reindeer. Packs of wolves were a threat to life, so special traps were set for them. Many of the Sami people still speak their own language and have a deep-rooted pride in their village communities. Alongside their reindeer, they withstand the harsh winters, the number of reindeer owned by each family being an indication of their wealth. A proud and self-confident minority that respects the time-honored traditions of their ancestors. The Kemijoki National Park, situated on the upper part of the river of the same name, is a unique and wild natural wonder. Measuring 2,855 square kilometres, it's the largest nature reserve in Lapland. Striking red boats take sightseers on an adventurous journey to various remote locations in this amazing wilderness. Here the summers are short and the midges are a real nuisance. As this region is north of the Arctic Circle, it's affected by the midnight sun. This area was once the haunt of many gold prospectors, but gold is now so sparse that it's no longer a profitable pursuit. The green, shimmering water of the spring flows down the rocks and forms small pools prior to it being transformed into an 80-kilometre long river. A captivating and unspoiled natural landscape. A tiny paradise north of the Arctic Circle. Further down the river, the boat trip becomes more exciting. We return to our starting point, back in relative civilization. Geographically, Lapland is the northern section of Scandinavia, in which Norway, Sweden, Finland and Russia have a political interest. It covers a total area of around 260,000 square kilometres. The north is dominated by treeless tundra and marshland. The south is mostly covered by forests. The simple life in the wide and very sparsely settled landscape of the north is often far from romantic. And the long, dark winter months are not easy to get accustomed to. The almost sunless Kamos days and the polar nights dominate life here. The road leads further south to Circa, a small tourist village where the remaining snow is attractive even in summer. In winter, this is an ideal place for winter sports. And without all the usual hustle and bustle that's usually to be found in most European and American resorts. In summer, it's almost like being in a ghost town, silent streets and empty houses. The perfect place for those in search of solitude. The hilly landscape of the large Pallas Ounastunturi National Park is located in the northwest close to the Swedish border. Its treeless slopes make it one of the most popular winter ski resorts in Finland. Here, the summer months are extremely peaceful. Yellow-green reindeer moss and thick layers of various other varieties grow on the seemingly endless hills of primeval stone and gneiss. The plant life of this region always surprises those who encounter it for the first time. Its rich variety is totally unexpected. In winter, it's not unusual for the temperature to drop to below -25 degrees Celsius. Nevertheless, Lapland is full of charm and one of the last untouched landscapes on the continent of Europe. The extreme north in all its magnificence and with the extreme Arctic conditions. Lapland, land of countless myths and legends, where remoteness, adventure and romance have managed to survive, and where the power of nature is still very much alive.